you are a week away from closing. Your buyer, so 2 weeks ago, your buyer signed the assignment, which we have all the templates for in our Discord. Your buyer signed the assignment contract. You're under contract. He's getting ready to close on this deal. How do you prepare? You're about to make your first $10,000, and you've never made more than $2,000, $3,000 in a month working at Starbucks. So no worries. I work at Starbucks too. There's no shame. Listen, this is life-changing. This is life-changing fucking money. It's a life-changing business. We're going to tell you guys how to prepare to ensure that you get this thing closed. There's no hiccups. You have your own personal checklist of what to do before closing. So, how do you prepare? This is going to be a quick module. I'm just going to run you through just this quick, brief little thing to make sure nothing falls through the cracks and you get your first pay. You get your first $10,000 plus check. So, how to prepare? There's a stigma in this business. They think when somebody says cash buyer, that somebody is reaching into their pocket, stroking a check, and then bringing it to closing, and they're paying cash with property. 9 out of 10 times, they're not paying cash. So let me tell you why. Hard money, private money, and private forms of lending, like such as actual private, there's private money lenders, and then there's like friends and family. There's like very private like individuals who will loan you money plus the rehab costs, all that kind of jazz. 9 out of 10 times, the buyer's not paying for the monies via wire out of their bank account. They're financing it through hard money or private money. So you want to make sure that all their ducks are in a row to get their hard money loan clear to close, or the private money person is ready to fund their deal. You want to make sure you have a written commitment, a written clear to close, that your buyer is ready to go at least 3 to 4 days before closing. At least. If you notice you're not getting CC'd on this email, there's something wrong. You want to make sure, or reach out to your buyer. Hey, I'm just making sure you're clear to close. One way to avoid this is, one way to like be a little bit more sure and confident in your buyer, ask them before you sign the assignment, how are you financing this? Are you paying for it cash, like actually in your bank account, or are you using private funding or hard money funding? Most of the time, I promise you, if it's a rehab property, they're probably using hard money funding. No worries. Hard money is great. You can still close it in a week or two. Hard money is great. I'm not sharing hard money, but it does need time to go through underwriting. It doesn't have time to close. So you got to make sure your buyer is clear to close before closing. Because if they're not clear to close the day of closing, you're not closing. Sad to say, I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. Make sure you know what type of financing your buyer is coming to the table with before you sign the assignment. Because if they say, oh yeah, I'm going to buy this conventionally, no, they're not, because they're not going to allow you to pay an assignment. Fun fact, little tidbit. Conventional or FHA lenders, or especially first-time homebuyer lenders, do not pay assignments. Some banks do. 9 out of 10 do not. I promise you. They don't. They're not going to pay. If you're selling this to a rehab buyer, or unless they're using a 203K loan, but if you're selling this to a retail buyer, they're not going to pay your assignment. Hard money lenders, private lenders, and cash, you can pay an assignment. They buyer can pay your assignment at closing. Conventional lending or FHA lending cannot. So just be aware. And if they can, if for some miraculous reason the bank that they're using allows it, great. Verify with the bank first. Yeah, and please let us know which bank. If your buyer has a bank that they lets them buy it conventionally, and it pays an assignment, let us know. We want to work with that bank. So next but not least, confirm the closing date with a title company or attorney. We're in Connecticut. We're a very attorney-heavy state. That means an attorney will close every single real estate deal that we have in the state. It goes to the attorneys. We usually don't deal with title. I couldn't name a single title company in Connecticut. I think one's name was like Caddick or something like that, or Catlick. But like we don't deal with them. The attorneys deal with them. Make sure you confirm the closing date with the attorneys. Make sure they have your wire information, or make sure they know where to cut your check to. Ideally, you want to have an LLC open to do this. It protects you from any liabilities. It makes it look more professional, all that jazz. So you ideally want to have a business account open, or that way you can have a business account. Attorneys will also feel more comfortable wiring you your assignment to your business account rather than to your personal. But just something to look, this little tidbit to keep in mind. Confirm the closing. Make sure all your attorneys or all your title companies' ducks are in a row. And that way you get paid on time. That way there's no disconnect. That way they know where the money's going. They have your wire information. That way when they close, they can just wire and disperse directly to your bank account without you having any issues. Nobody wants the issues to come up. Nobody wants for this deal to close. And you're like, oh, where's my $10,000 check? And they're like, what do you mean? Make sure you communicate. Make sure they know you're part of the transaction. Make sure they have everything so you can get these things closed with no headaches. Finishing up any loose ends. So loose ends, and that could be literally anything. I don't have any. I could give you some scenarios. For example, make sure the final walkthrough goes well on the property. Make sure the seller's out of the property. If it wasn't an as-is sale and the seller said that they were going to take care of X, Y, and Z, make sure it's taken care of before closing. Communicate with your seller, communicate with your buyer. Make sure everybody's good to go and on the same page before closing, and that's going to make your life 10 times easier. So This little checklist, it doesn't seem like a lot, but I promise you, this one in particular, don't mind my bad star. This one in particular is going to be the biggest issue before closing. And it could be, it's not always an issue, but just be sure your buyer's financing is clear to close so you don't have any delays. I don't want you to experience any delays. You don't want to experience any delays. Make sure you're good to go. So that is it. You just closed your first deal. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. You made it to the closing table. That's fucking fantastic. And when you do actually close your first deal, let us know in the Discord. We're going to shout you out. We're going to be super pumped for you. So let us know. And this, let everybody in the community know too, because it's fucking sick that this actually worked for you and you closed your first deal. And we'll be super proud of you. Or if this is your 10th deal and you learned something from this, let us know either way. Let us know you learned something. This is great to share the love with the community. So we have one more module for you. Next module, we're going to teach you next steps of what to do after this, how to scale, and little bloopers and like little stuff, little blurbs for you to feel more confident in your business. Little steps that we've taken, a little things to avoid, mistakes we've made for you, things that you shouldn't do, should or shouldn't do. That may make your life easier. But the next module number 8, is going to cover all that jazz. We look forward to seeing you there. And if you don't want any of that, if you don't want to scale, that's great. You can stop right here. You can get out there and be ready to close your first deal. And if I don't see you in module number 8, thank you for joining us on Wholesaling 1.0. We hope you learned something from this course. We hope you have something you can take away from it. And we hope that this gave you the tools and equipment to go out there and tackle your first deal. Again, it's a numbers game. It takes time. I promise you, if you put in the work, you put in the effort, you will succeed. So if you have any questions at all, hit our Q&A, hit the general chat, DM us. We will help you. We will help you ensure that you close your first deal. Again, I hope to see you in module number 8. And if not, best of luck, and I'll see you in the community.